The current economic slowdown has put many businesses in a financial distress. Some of these businesses might go bankrupt in the coming years. Now, in order to identify such financially distressed businesses, Altman's Z-score model is used. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Raise Your Acumen. This is Harshal Patil. I am a chartered accountant and I am here to explain the Altman Z-score model in a simplified manner. Before we begin, do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to get notified about the short and informative content which will up your acumen. An American finance professor by the name of Edward Altman developed the Z-score model in 1968. It is a numerical measurement that is used to predict the chances of a business going bankrupt. It is considered to be an effective method of predicting the state of financial distress within an organization. Now, this is how the model looks. So basically there are three levels under which the companies fall into: distress zone, grey zone and safe zone. So under the safe zone, the company is considered to be financially healthy. Under the grey zone, there is a good chance that the company will go bankrupt within the next 2 years of operation. And under the distress zone, there is a high probability of financial distress within this time period. Now, the Z-score is not intended to predict when the company will actually file for legal bankruptcy. It is instead a measure of how closely it resembles other companies that have filed for bankruptcy. Now, before we go into the methodology and the formulas used in this model, let us back up a bit and understand how this model came into existence. The idea behind testing out the bankruptcy of companies came during the Great Depression. In 1936, a British statistician by the name of Ronald Fisher came out with a discriminant analysis technique. Now, Altman's Z-score is a customized version of this technique. William Beaver's work, published in 1966 and 1968, was the first to apply a statistical method to predict bankruptcy for a pair match sample of firms. Now, Beaver applied this method to evaluate the importance of each of the several accounting ratios based on a univariate analysis. That is, by using each accounting ratio one at a time. Altman's primary improvement was to apply a discriminant analysis, which could take into account multiple variables simultaneously. And so finally in 1968, he published the Altman Z-score model, which over the years has evolved and proven to be a critical model in predicting the bankruptcy. Altman took a sample of 66 publicly held manufacturing companies, 33 in each of the two groups, bankrupt and successful businesses. The asset size of these companies was $1 million to $25 million. At first, Altman included 22 financial ratios in this model, and then he reduced it to 5 important financial ratios that were the best combination to predict corporate bankruptcy. After this analysis, he came up with the Z-score formula. This is how the original formula looked like. Now, this formula was designed for publicly held manufacturing firms with a net worth of more than $1 million. These are the coefficients attached to the ratios. These coefficients were estimated by identifying similar set of firms which had declared bankruptcy and which had survived bankruptcy. Now, these set of firms were belonging to the same industry and had similar asset size. These 5 ratios are used in computing the Z-score. Working capital to total assets ratio measures the liquidity of the company. Retained earnings to total assets ratio measures the profitability that reflects the company's age and its earning power. Earnings before interest and tax to total asset ratio measures the operating efficiency or operating earnings of the company. Market value of equity to total liability adds market dimension that can show up security price fluctuation as a possible red flag. And total sales to total asset ratio determines the productivity of the company. Over the years, Altman's Z-score model was revisited and designed to be applicable to privately held companies and non-manufacturing companies. Let us take a look at these models. Now this Z-score model is applicable for private firms. Hence you can see that the market value of equity has been replaced with the book value of owner's equity. Now this Z-score model is applicable for non-manufacturing companies, and hence you can see that the asset turnover ratio has been removed to minimize the potential industry effect. Now let's take a look at these three models side by side. As you can see from this, the three zones under each model is different for different category of companies. Now let's take a look at the accuracy and efficiency of this Z-score model. In its initial test, the model showed an accuracy of 72% in predicting the bankruptcy 2 years before it occurred. Now over the years, the accuracy of this model has grown and it was able to achieve an accuracy of 94% in 1999. One of the special considerations that this model received was during the 2007-8 crisis. In 2007, Altman's Z-score indicated that the company's risks were increasing significantly and were heading towards bankruptcy. Altman calculated the median Z-score of companies in 2007, which came out to 1.81. Now these companies were originally rated at B. So this median indicated that these companies were rated higher than they should have been. And 50% of these companies were highly distressed and had a high probability of going bankrupt. Now these calculations led Altman to believe that a crisis would occur and there would be a meltdown in the credit market. Altman believed that the crisis would stem from corporate defaults, but the meltdown began with mortgage-backed securities. However, corporations soon defaulted in 2009 at the second highest rate in history. Now the next question that comes in my mind is who can be the users of this model? Now this model can be used by banks for measuring the risk of bankruptcy or for measuring the non-payment by borrowers. Now this could be useful in reducing NPAs. It can be used by investors for analyzing the financials and help them in identifying the red flags. It can be used by auditors to show a better picture of financial health of the company in the audit reports. It can be used by the organizations themselves to identify red flags by getting an insight of the financial health. Now currently, all credit rating agencies rely on Altman's Z-score along with other models for rating the companies. Despite the wide popularity and use of Altman's Z-score, the model has limitations. An analysis of Altman's Z-score was conducted by Accenture in late March 2020. In this analysis of S&P 500 companies, 210 companies were found to be in distress zone. Now with this economic slowdown showing no signs of going away soon, the time to act for companies is now. They need to safeguard their liquidity in such times. The businesses should take benefit of all the government relief measures available in order to survive this pandemic and eventually get back stronger when the economy improves. So this was all about Altman's Z-score. Hope you liked the video. Please do like, comment and subscribe to my channel to get informative content. Do provide your suggestions, requests, queries in the comment box below. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. I have given my profile link in the description below. Thanks for watching.